Welcome back to Mock the Mock, where we take a look at someone else's mock draft, and I'm mocking, giving my views, thoughts, and opinions. We got a great one for you today as we're checking out ESPN's own Jordan Reid. He's got a new mock draft. Haven't looked at it yet, and I can't wait to because I love Jordan Reid's work. But what's crack-a-lackin'? It's your boy Broshmo, just in case you did not know. So go ahead, become a bro and subscribe. Leave this video a thumbs up if you enjoy the content as always. Let me know what you think in the comment section below, where we have that sweet, beautiful football discourse. Let me see if I can get a draft order. All right, to fill out the draft order, we leaned on ESPN's Football Power Index, which projected when each team might be picking based on simulations of the rest of the NFL season. Bears fans rejoice. Chicago has the #1 pick in this mock thanks to the March 2023 trade with the 0-6 Carolina Panthers. This is one of 3 picks that has already been traded. Houston to Arizona, Cleveland to Houston. Joining the list, the Jets first rounder sticks in New York since Aaron Rodgers will not be playing 65% of snaps. Bam, there you go. There's a draft order. Let's go ahead and get this sucker started. With Chicago Bears taking Caleb Williams, I imagine if you're picking first overall, I don't know where the Bears' next pick lines up, but if it's in the top 5, you're probably going quarterback here. I think you just kind of restart everything, right? Maybe Matt Eberflus and company are gone. Get a new coaching staff in. Ryan Poles gets to draft his guy along with the new head coach. They get Caleb Williams or Drake Maye. Drake Maye is closing that distance. And you just get what you can for Justin Fields. I think Justin Fields will still fetch a decent price. You can maybe get another late first rounder out of that potentially. I really do believe that. Maybe a team like Atlanta. I don't know. That thought literally just came to mind, and I just said it. But I'm okay with this. This is one everyone and their mom's going to end up projecting. We'll talk about the Bears once they come up here. Again. And Arizona Cardinals are next. Okay, they take Marvin Harrison Jr. I love the idea of Marvin Harrison Jr., Hollywood Brown, Michael Wilson, and Wan'Dale Robinson, who they are using as an offensive weapon. Who would have thunk it, dude? Offensive weapon, Rondale Moore. I love it. Love it. So, I mean, he's probably the best prospect in this class. You take out position. All right, so Chicago Bears are not third, but it's the Denver Broncos who take Drake Maye. Russell Wilson, it sounds like they will have to eat a large sum of the cap, but next year, but I think it's fine. I think Sean Payton is probably going to blow this sucker up, be like, oh, man, he already threw Nathaniel Hackett under the bus once. Why not do it again? Oh, man, he constructed such a terrible team. Let's go ahead and wreck shop. Oh, man. So, yeah, they get Drake Maye. This is the quarterback of the future. He is probably largely quarterback 2, maybe even quarterback 1 for some people. And then there's kind of the next tier of quarterbacks, which we can discuss. For me, it's that Michael Penix, it's that Bo Nix. And then maybe like a Shadur Sanders, a JJ McCarthy, who has that the more youthful options, I suppose. They pick 4 Chicago Bears? No, it's the New York Giants. Ooh, this is Olu. Olu Fashan, you got it, nailed it. Who would have thought? You're going to be kicking Evan Neal to guard, which is fine here. If anything, that just kind of helps hopefully solidify your line if Evan Neal takes a big step up and play. I like this pick a lot. Andrew Thomas has versatility to play either tackle spot if they're unsure of Olu going to right tackle. I mean, you could work it either way. Protect Daniel Jones, which, I mean, you're going to get one more year of at the very least. Okay, who be next? It's Chicago Bears here. So no, you got no Olu, you got no Marvin Harrison Jr. Do you stick? Maybe you go defense here? Yatu Latu, Jared Verse, is it Landon Jackson, the Arkansas guy? Someone that's Mel Kiper brought to my attention. Thanks, Mel, because I know him personally. I haven't watched him, so I can't really give an opinion on him. Joe Alt, maybe the next slew of wide receivers, Keon Coleman, Rome Odunze, you got Malik. I almost said Willis, Malik Neighbors. Let's just get into this. It's Dallas Turner, actually, the other guy. Okay, this one's very interesting. I mean, hey, you get some edge help. Dallas Turner's having a good year. Not an ideal body size, but he plays stronger than that 242 he's listed at. Listen, I know you love the NFL draft as much as I do, and you're going to want a nice hefty watch list of players during this college football season. Well, go ahead, check out my draft guide. You can purchase it for only $30 by Venmoing or PayPaling me. Links in the description. It's a one-time payment and you get it for this whole draft cycle and forever and always. Technically, it's a Google spreadsheet. So send me your email when you send the payment. I'll get you hooked up. You will see my current prospect rankings and big board, my full evals. And guess what? It updates throughout the whole draft cycle. So it's a great purchase. And it's a great way to support the channel. But I mean, there are still times he gets kind of locked up and stonewalled, gets stuck in engagement. But yeah, no, I'm cool with that. I brought up the proposition of edge. Maybe this be the first spot the top defender is taken here. In this case, it's Dallas Turner. Washington Commanders take Joe Alt. That makes a ton of sense. They can move on. Or they can move Charles Leno. They got Andrew Weiler, which I don't love, but it is what it is. Sam Howell, man, it's like you could probably give him another run. He has had bright spots this year. Just kind of the unawareness in the pocket. There's a little bit of them, like dipping out, going towards pressure you don't like, you don't love, but. Nah, Joe Alt here, solid pick. The right here is like where if this is the order where I get on Brock Bowers' watch. So let's see how the rest of this sucker goes. Oh, New England Patriots are next. All right. I haven't scrolled down yet. I like kind of guessing at these. So Keon Coleman is kind of the first guy that comes to mind. You could just make that case for the other receivers. We're all going to kind of see that order differently. I mean, you could straight send it on a quarterback. What else we got? Tackle. Is it too early for the next tackle? Depends how you feel about the next tier of guys and who are they? J.C. Latham, Amarius Mims, Telenise Fuaga. Who haven't I brought up yet for this pick? Maybe did I say quarterback? I said wide receiver. It's a tackle. Those are kind of the obvious ones. Brock Bowers also could be in the run in here. It's Brock Bowers. I'm so glad I mentioned that last one. So I think Hunter Henry potentially free agent or at least could be a cap casualty, which is a shame. He's playing good football. Mike Gesicki's a one-year deal. That's kind of irrelevant. If they want to get more weapons for Mac Jones, add to the supporting cast, like Brock Bowers is the top player. You're not taking positional value into consideration. He's kind of that next guy. I think he's well worth the top 10 pick. So yeah, Brock Bowers, good there. All right, next is Las Vegas Raiders. Would think quarterback, could go corner. I think quarterback and corner probably top, because you invested in Tyree Wilson, and hopefully that works out. But corner, so like Kool-Aid. I mean, I know some people have their corner rankings differently. Kool-Aid's the top guy for me, but I would think hard at quarterback here. Be like, do we want to pull a gun on quarterback 3? Okay, it's Kool-Aid McKinstry, so you get to pair him up with Jacorian Bennett, Nate Hobbs. Nate Hobbs can play the interior. Meek Robertson's a very good depth option. They do have Marcus Peters, but as put here, he's on a 1-year deal and he's old. So I love Kool-Aid, man. I think he's got playmaking ability, especially if he can get the ball in his hands. He has return capabilities. Good athlete. Great player. Green Bay Packers. Okay, I already saw the pick. It's J.C. Latham. That's the next tackle on the on the board that they go for. So yeah, I think ideally you want to go. You probably tackles your top with the injury to David Bakhtiari. Probably want to get off his contract, but I think they still have to eat a good amount of dead cap because of it. But JC Latham, he has shown well this year. He's definitely in that OT3 discussion. Mims returns. Armarius Mims, I think, returns this week. So that's something to look out for. Yeah, because they had to bye. So I think he returns this week. He's someone that I've been saying, hey, he could get in that tackle one conversation with Alt and Fashanyu. Fiaga's been a hot riser this year, but JC Latham's been pretty solid. This is a very good tackle class. When you look at it, there's guys we're not mentioning at the back end, your Kingsley Suamatea out of BYU. There's Jordan Morgan out of Arizona. We could talk about Graham Barton, depending on how you see him as a prospect out of Duke. So it's a good class. Tennessee tight ends. Ooh, tackle, first thing that comes to mind. But it looks like the value here would probably be in wide receiver. Depends on what you're looking for. I'm probably maybe looking at Malik Neighbors and maybe Keon Coleman. Those are probably the two guys. Rome Odunze is, you like the size, you like the vertical ability, but I'm looking for someone that could maybe attack all levels of the field. It's not too early. Go with, I guess, tackle 4 in this class. Depends how you see the tackle class. You could go corner, but I think the value here is at wide receiver. Oh, they go Nate Wiggins. Okay, I said they could go corner, but I thought the value was a receiver. I like Nate Wiggins, man. Solid prospect. Guy that's going to get bigger. Very young. One of the younger prospects in this class. And I think he'd be a good fit. So, yeah, good on the Titans. This draft has turned into me guessing. I actually saw the next pick. So we'll just go into it. It's Keon Coleman, which I find a little surprising for the Indianapolis Colts. I thought Rome Odunze might be the better fit. You're looking for big vertical speedster, but Keon Coleman, I think he brings a lot of what Michael Pittman brings, just maybe a bit of a better athlete, but he gives off that alpha X wide receiver presence. Just give it more weapons to Anthony Richardson when he returns next year. I do think it's kind of ideal. So I'm okay with them going receiver. Maybe not the one I would take. It's because what I think they should be looking for, but Keon Coleman's a very good pick. I have him ahead of Rome Odunze. All right, next is the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. So quarterback 3 is yet to go. This is probably where I'm pulling the trigger if I'm Tampa Bay. You could also go with the Mike Evans replacement, but I think no quarterback 3's been taken yet. I would send it. And I would go for one of those more ready options in Michael Penix Jr. and Bo Nix. Those would be the two guys I'm looking at for this pick. Can't really think where else they might go. I think receiver and quarterback are kind of the obvious ones. Okay, they go edge. I was going to mention edge, but just figured offense just screams out more to me. I do love Jared Verse. The year little bit, I guess, down, but he did put on 10 pounds of weight, trying to figure out his body type. But golly, man, you love the ability to turn power into speed or speed into power. The dude does have very explosive get off, jack to the gill, and you love it. Probably one of the more complete tackle or edge prospects in this class. Cincinnati Bengals. So Keon Coleman's off the board. You could say Rome Odunze. You could go with that next tackle. A lot of good right tackle options. Armarius Mims, Fuaga. Those are two prime right tackle options, I think. So maybe you go there. Or you could just go best player available, honestly. Let's see where they go. Rome Odunze. Get that T. Higgins replacement. Good speed, size, can be a vertical target. So I'm all for that. I like it. I don't mind it. I suggested it. Alternatively, he's mentioned Armarius Mims, so that's probably his next tackle prospect. All right, pick 14 will be the New York Jets. Okay, this is probably where Mims is going. You just mentioned Mims previously, so I assume he has Mims higher than Fuaga. So Mims is probably the pick here for the Jets. There it is, Armarius Mims. Look at that. Context clues, baby. I broke the case. Tackle feels like Joe Douglas, for one, loves drafting the trenches. Robert Saleh, being a defensive-minded guy that loves the trenches himself, probably won't mind it. And tackle, offensive line in general is a glaring need. Even if they bring back a Kai Becton, or maybe if they believe in Max Mitchell, then Elijah Vera Tucker, you just keep him at guard. You got money invested in Lincoln Tomlinson. You have Joe Tippmann at center, and this hopefully kind of completes your unit. So it kind of works out. I'm telling y'all, watch out for Mims, man, to be a riser in this last part of the season. Oh, New Orleans Saints, quarterback. First thing comes to mind. I don't know where else you would go with this pick outside of quarterback if you're the Saints. If you're the Saints and you're like, quarterback 3 is still on the board, not a quarterback, no quarterback has gone yet. Derek Carr's been meh. You could talk about offensive line help, but I don't feel like this is the pick to do it with. In defense, you feel kind of good about your defense. So this has to be quarterback. Malik Neighbors, I thought receiver, but I feel good about what they got. And for the Saints, it's not a playmaker problem they have. It's a Derek Carr peaks and valleys problem. But they grab Neighbors, man. That's a scary wide receiver room. With Michael Thomas out this offseason, you get Chris Olave, Rashid Shaheed, and then now Malik Neighbors, the native. I don't know if he's from LSU. I mean, I could look it up, but I'm not going to. But he is at LSU currently, so the local guy, so to speak. All right. Guess let's keep this rolling. Quarterback is kind of falling. That's where the value's at. Arizona Cardinals, Jerzon Newton. For me, I think Jerzon Newton would be a banger pick here. This feels like the right pick. I think he might be the best defensive player available as well. It's Jerzon Newton. There we go. You get that interior presence. They've gotten some pressure from the outside from a variety of different guys. But Jerzon Newton's the best player on the board. He really is. Latu, you can make a case, but you are going to be, some teams will be scared away by the neck injury of past. All right. We got the Los Angeles Chargers. This could be a safety. Cam Kitchens, top safety on the board. This could be, you're probably sticking away from the offense at this point. Brock Bowers is fun, but he's off the board. So you're looking at the defense. Latu, you make case. Joey Bosa's hurt all the time. Khalil Mack, they're probably getting off that. Maybe a corner? Maybe? Depends on, we see Nate Wiggins go, so maybe Cooper DeJean with the versatility, or Kalen Keene if you are looking maybe you think Cooper DeJean's a safety and you go with Kalen Keene being the next corner. Okay, it's Kalen Keene. There we go. Look at that. That's how we talk it out here. That's how we talk it out. This is what Mock the Mock is. All right, so they grab a corner, man. Michael Davis he's set to become a free agent this spring, and that's perfect because his play hasn't been that good. They traded J.C. Jackson. Santi Samuel has shown some good stuff this year. There have been up and downs with him, but still, he's looked good, I think, a majority of the year. So, corner being a more valuable position than safety, it makes sense in my head. Ooh, Los Angeles Rams. Oh, thing with Fuaga is you keep him on the right side. Because if that's the case, you ain't moving Robert Havenstein. That's your best offensive lineman. So Liatu Latu probably makes the most sense here. I'm going to go ahead and send the pick in. Send the card. Is it Liatu Latu? It's Patrick Paul. All these people are so high on Patrick Paul, and I'm just not there. And I don't know if I ever will be. Like, he has been really good this season. But golly, I just don't think he's ready. And I know that left tackle is just a shipwreck right now. Whether it's Zach Thomas or Alaric Jackson for the Rams. Saying Patrick Paul reminds him a bit of DJ Humphries. Ooh, that is interesting. I don't mind that comp. At least that comparison. All right, so I wonder how far Liatu Latu falls. All right, Atlanta Falcons. Quarterback 3 is still on the board. I don't know how you don't look at quarterback here. Desmond Ridder has... It's wild right now, right? Last couple of weeks, I feel like he's come together as a passer, but then he's had moments where it's like, okay, where are you even throwing the ball? Or like last week, oh man, he had a great game throwing the ball, but you're fumbling. He had the dropped snap at the goal line, then he had the fumble out of bounds as he was going into the end zone that instead of 6 points, it turns into Tampa's ball at the 20. So it's like, can we just get one like Ridder game that's just like nice, you know? I can't think anywhere other than quarterback. Maybe you go Liatu Latu here because the pass rush could definitely use some help. Oh, it's Braylon Trice. Okay, maybe he's just like, oh, okay, Liatu Latu falls via neck. Maybe he just isn't high on Liatu Latu, but Braylon Trice, nice strong pass rusher. Makes sense. Position of need. Positional values there. I'm not this high on Trice. Matter of fact, I think Trice is more so closer to a second rounder, and I have guys like Princely, Mingling. I know I butchered the name. It is what it is. The Florida edge rusher. You got Jonah Ellis out of Utah that I think are closer to him than Trice is closer to like the top edges in this class. So I would still have Chop. I would still have Latu over Trice. Like Trice though. I wonder if we're going to see another quarterback even go off the board. Minnesota Vikings. All right, I already saw it. It's Liatu Latu. They need pass rush. Dude, quarterback. It's kind of huge. It's kind of huge. Kirk Cousins, free agent. Unless you're going to re-up on the Kirk Cousins. Which, I mean, he's playing good football. But, yeah, Danielle Hunter's probably gone. Marcus Davenport's probably gone after the season. Because it feels impossible to get a healthy Marcus Davenport on the field. It's a shame because he's really good when he is on the field. But he's like the Terran Armstead of freaking edge players at this point. But Liatu Latu, that's a good pick here. I probably would go with the quarterback, though. All right, pick 21 is going to be the Pittsburgh Steelers. Corner. I don't know if I wouldn't say Cooper DeJean's a good pickup, like a good scheme fit. But where else do you go if you're the Steelers? See, we've already seen the wide receivers go. I'm just putting it out there. We've seen the wide receivers go. You could do quarterback. Just say, sorry, Pickett. You got your Brock Bowers. Maybe you go Fuaga. He seems like a Steeler type of player. Just upgrade a core for, maybe. I don't know. Let's just see this one. It is, in fact, Cooper DeJean. Interesting. So, like, I guess with Cooper DeJean, you could play him in the slot, give Minkah Fitzpatrick. You love moving around Minkah Fitzpatrick. You get Cooper DeJean, who can also move around. I just don't think Cooper DeJean's a fit. Like, I think it's just not fair because we don't see him in a lot of press man coverage at Iowa. So it's interesting. But I think he has the ability to do that. So, like, I don't want to knock it. But I won't. Seattle Seahawks. Cam Kitchens. Dang it. Brandon Dorless is an interesting one, though. Because, let's see. Yeah, I mean, you just get another undersized penetrator. I say undersized, but he's like a 290. That's basically what Draymond Jones. Like, I don't know, man. I don't see it. Like, it's not like you're playing him on the outside. I mean, yeah, you got a good interior room, but like, I feel like you need more meat than you currently have. Dorless just kind of functions similarly to a Draymond Jones. I do love Brandon Dorless. I'm glad that he's getting love like this, though. All right, next team on the agenda is the Houston Texans. Emeka Egbuka typically is a favorite pick of mine here. You could go with Leonard Williams, but I think, or Leonard Taylor, but I think D'Amico would rather a guy who has been playing run snaps, and just Miami just doesn't have him doing that a lot. They're like, oh, it's a passing down, get out there and get after it. And he does. He has, like, I think the first or second highest win rate among interior players. So maybe you go with a Riley Mills or a Chris Jenkins here. Is there anything else? I can't think of one. So let's just go ahead and see it. It's Emeka Egbuka. Okay, everyone's just matching up the dots. They're like, yeah, Emeka Egbuka is a first-round caliber receiver, but we don't see him in the same tier as like Odunze, Neighbors, and Coleman. And you get to reunite freaking Stroud and Egbuka. It's just a sexy pick. All right, we got Jacksonville Jaguars. Let's hold here. Edge is the first position that comes to mind. Chop Robinson. Because you also got Josh Allen as a potential free agent. You go with more meat in the middle. But I think Chop Robinson probably makes the most sense here. There it is, Chop Robinson. Edge help. There's no one, like, Josh Allen's their only means of consistent pass rush on the outside, and he is a free agent. So, Chop Robinson, not a bad pick. His average time to generate pressure is 2.38, the third quickest mark in the FBS. Oh, you love to see it. Oh, you love to see it. Oh, I gotta get those pressure times. So why they're so key is this is where you'll typically figure out, okay, in terms of pressure and sacks, who are these late to the party, reap all the rewards type of pass rushers, and who are these guys that are actually like generating disruption and havoc? That number helps. It helps a ton. Man, I wonder if we're going to see another quarterback in this class, though. Detroit Lions. Probably not quarterback. They did take Hendon Hooker last year, too. And Jared Goff's playing really good football. Let's see. Where else do we go? Corner. I mean, is this where the next corner? Like maybe a Kamari Lassiter, Denzel Burke. You can make the case. Some people really like Josh Newton, maybe TJ Tampa. Kitchens is there, but I don't feel like safety is the issue. I mean, Kirby Joseph's at his best when he's able to play freelance like that. More edge help, maybe JT. I don't know. Let's just go ahead and find out. Hey, JT Tuimalau. They get that edge opposite of Hutchinson that can be that disruptor. Right now you got John Kaminsky, who is more of a run stuffer. Like, they like him a lot, but he is more of a run stuffer. He is more of an edge setter than he is an actual true penetrator. JT is that penetrator, and while his run defense comes along, you got Kaminsky to play those early downs. Then, of course, you also got James Houston. You could just move around, but he's a DPR, designated pass rush only. All right, we got the Buffalo Bills. Ooh. I don't mind the idea of receiver. You can talk about the Texas duo, A.D. Mitchell. You can talk about Xavier Worthy, even Xavier Leggett, Troy Franklin. I mean, there's a whole list of guys that this next tier of receivers can be shuffled into. Right tackle, Fuaga. Fuaga might be like, I like that pick a lot here. You could go to the defensive end. And I kind of like getting a big burly guy. Maybe I really like the idea of Riley Mills. You could make a case for Chris Jenkins. You could go corner. It sounds like they're out of love with Khair Elam now. He was a healthy scratch in last night's game. Let's just go ahead and see it. It's Cam Kitchens. I almost brought up Cam Kitchens, but I mean, it makes sense. I mean, you're getting older you got Micah Hyde, who's in the final year. Jordan Poyer, who's got one more year left on his deal. They brought on Taylor Rapp, but I think that was a 1 year. You got DeMar Hamlin, but he's been relatively inactive for most of the season. So I guess grabbing a safety does make sense. Yeah, and I love Kitchens. Kitchens is probably the best player on the board for me anyway, so cool with it. All right, what do we have next? Ooh, Dallas Cowboys. Fuaga being a right tackle, potentially only, kind of complicates things. Maybe the Graham Barton comes into play here. Maybe not. Maybe you get a Michael Gallup replacement in A.D. Mitchell. Cornerback help. Get depth. Start kind of like developing a younger guy to be the replacement for Stephon Diggs. Did I say Stephon Diggs? Not even Diggs, man. I'm talking about Stephon Gilmore. There we go. Doesn't help that Stephon Diggs' brother plays opposite of Gilmore. Trayvon. Dallas could go, honestly, a load of places here. Kingsley Mateo. So, yeah, I guess he's the left tackle then. I like the idea of Tyler Smith moving out there, because I thought he looked good his rookie year at tackle, but I do like Sua Mateo. Oh, that means Dolphins are coming up. Go ahead, just get to the Dolphins. It's Ravens, dang it. That's fine. I feel like a lot of the edge talent's kind of off the board at this point. You could go for a meteor guy in the middle, so Chris Jenkins, Riley Mills. You could even say Leonard Taylor at this point. Get a penetrator. That's really all that's coming to mind. Maybe make a case for a corner. They would probably like a cornerback too there. They could play well. I mean, let's just go ahead and see it. It's Chris Jenkins. Okay, there it is. So they do go with the interior help. That's fine. Big fan of Chris Jenkins. I'm kind of leaning with Riley Mills over him. He's just been more productive as a pass rusher. Are we at the Dolphins yet? Miami Dolphins. I would love a tackle. So you could make the case for Jordan Morgan. You could also make the case for Fuaga, who it's like, oh, but that's not great for wide zone. And it's like, well, we saw Shanahan incorporate a lot of power, but to be fair, that was without Mike McDaniels, who ran the run game. So that's more of a Shanahan thing than it is a Mike McDaniels thing. So maybe Fuaga's out, and you would be looking at Morgan. Other spots that we can go: Riley Mills, Leonard Taylor, Christian Wilkins is a free agent after the season. Graham Barton, actually really good movement skills, can play probably all 5 spots on the offensive line. Cornerback, definitely you could get more depth at corner, but it's probably the offensive line. I'm gonna go with this offensive line pick. Oh, it's Tyler Guyton. I didn't even mention him because I kind of firmly have him as a second round player. But Okay. Yeah, no, he's a riser for some people. I think he's had some decent games, but I just think there's some guys that are ahead of him. But yeah, no. Okay, Dolphins, offensive line help. Like it. I think Armstead's probably a cap casualty after the season. All right, Philadelphia Eagles. Literally could be anything. Let's say Kamari Lassiter for the hell of it. It's Jordan Morgan. I thought maybe we were going to continue this trend of Philadelphia slowly turn into the Georgia Bulldogs. But tackle help, really. I mean, he also kind of profiles as a potential guard because there's some concerns with his length. He has versatility on both sides of the line. So it's an interesting, getting some more offensive line depth. Not bad. Again, Eagles, very complete team. They could do whatever the hell they want. 49ers, Jordan Morgan just went. Graham Barton kind of makes sense. He can play a variety of different positions, but I don't think he has that power aspect to his game, which they've incorporated quite a bit in this offense. Outside of that, do you go corner? You could go corner. Another team that could honestly do a lot of things. Do you go ahead draft a quarterback there? We've only seen 2 quarterbacks go in this draft. That's kind of interesting to me. I like that. Because I mean, we've seen, like, if teams aren't sold on the quarterback class, we've seen those guys fall. And like if they look at these older guys like Bo Nix and Michael Penix, and they're like, yeah, they're fine, but they're day 2 fine. And they look at the younger guys like, they're not initially ready to play, so they're probably more in the day 2 sphere. So it's like, I'm cool with that, and I just wanted to kind of mention it before we wrap this up because I don't expect the Chiefs to be taking a quarterback. Oh, it's Kamari Lassiter, which I'm cool. Like, Ward's been playing hella good, and yeah, Amador Lenoir's fine. But I mean, you could always add more depth to that. I think that's fine. Chiefs, do whatever. Whatever. What is it? It's Troy Franklin. Oh, I love Franklin's getting some love here. Franklin has really started to come together. He has become a better route runner, which is great. He's the type of athlete, nimble feet, quick out of his outs, can fluctuate his speeds. That's like, yeah, man, I'd love to see him get more polish and understand how to work leverage and whatnot. So his game's starting to come together. He's put on more weight this season. Still needs to put on probably a little bit more, but adding him to Kansas City, I think is huge. I like that. I like that a ton. But what an interesting mock draft where quarterback was like, they were just like, to hell with the quarterbacks. Let's say this is a 2 quarterback class and everyone else falls to day 2, which is definitely not out of the possibilities. But let me know what you think in the comment section below. That's it for the video. Go ahead, do the YouTube thing, and as always, until next time, you be easy, my friends. Later.